I think you always just focused on being as prepared as you can.
It's a couple of years. It's not overnight, right?
Cricket is synonymous with learning how to deal with failure.
Yes.
You need to focus now more than ever, man.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Bizzin Podcast. Andrea, thank you for being here once again. And so going into this, I'm very intrigued, right? So I want to throw it off the bat as well. I read an article about you, I think, where your high score, correct me if I'm wrong, it was about 313 runs, right? And so now when we get to the athlete mindset in business, doing an innings like that is like, I think, quite, I don't know what the word is, but it's very impressive.
Thank you.
Speak to us about that. Speak us through that and how that relates back to a business journey, walking through from facing ball number one to, getting to a point where you can score 300 runs in one innings.
I don't think you ever go into a game thinking I'm going to score 300 today.
Yeah.
I think you always just focused on being as prepared as you can. Rocking up in the morning, going through your processes, same as you do every single day.
Yeah.
And first goal is to try and get through those first 20 balls.
Yeah.
And, everyone's being an opening batter. You're facing a new ball, everyone's running in, steaming in, trying to knock your head off your block, and trying to get you out.
Chirp you along the way.
Oh, yeah. I think you just try and do that like you've done 1,000 times before. And then you get through that and you say, okay, now I'm going to shift into, my next focus. Let me try and, get to 20 runs. And then that happens and you go, okay, great. Today's going to be a good day. I'm feeling really good. Let me push on to the next one. Let me try and get to 30 or 40. Let me start building a partnership with my teammates. Let's analyze the game, analyze the situation, see where we're at. Who are the other bowlers to come in? What strategies can we implement? Same as you've done 1,000 times over.
Yeah.
But I think very similarly to business, you go about every opportunity the same way.
Yeah.
You know what you know, and you stick to what's worked for you in the past, and that's where your confidence lies, and that's what you do. And then as soon as you start getting to certain landmarks, which you realize are small achievements, you get a 50 and you think, great, let me celebrate this.
Yeah.
And what no one knows is I got 300, but I got dropped on 60.
Sure.
So I played a loose nick and, second slip, put one down. And that could have just been a decent innings where I got to 60 and lost it and played a loose shot and that was it. But today was my day.
Yeah. Sure.
So then I thought, okay, back to focus. Let's make use of this. Let's learn from this mistake.
Sure.
Sound familiar in business, and then just keep building.
Sure, that's amazing.
Got to 100, was still there. Got to 150, and just today was something special. And then my whole focus was saying these opportunities don't come about very often.
Yeah.
So make sure that you spend the next 2 weeks recovering from this mentally, but you make sure that you don't let the ball drop now, and you give it your all and go through as far as you can.
That's amazing, so in school when I played cricket, I was more bowler, right, than a batsman. So, that 10th or 11th batsman, it's like always walking away from the stumps, being scared for the ball. And so the second or third ball, I'm like double step. Right?
Let's go, swing for the fences.
So getting to a point to, get to over 300 runs, it's a mindset behind that. Because to say, okay, I'm not going to get frustrated and start hitting every ball or get eager and start smashing every ball around and start hitting sixes. And obviously, yes, there's a point where your eye gets in, but you need to create a habit. And so getting to a point where you can score over 300 runs in a single innings, it's a habit that has been formed over years to get your mindset back on track and everything in terms of that. So what are some of the habits that you've developed other than like just a mindset in business, in cricket, that helps you in business today where you are?
Discipline, probably. I think I didn't have a unique or special feelings that you perhaps wouldn't have had.
Yeah.
I also wanted to double step and hit the ball out of the park. And when I started seeing the ball well, I also wanted to do that. But I think having the discipline that, easy come, easy go.
Yeah.
I think I've earned the right to be in this position because I've worked so hard.
Yes.
And if I give it up now in chasing something or trying to chase the momentum,
Yeah.
I'm in uncharted territory
Yeah.
because then I'm out of control.
Yeah.
I'm not in control. So I think the biggest thing in terms of business and trying to relate the two is to really understand where you're at
Yeah.
and understand what's next and understand what the alternative looks like.
Yeah.
If you have an opportunity to grow the business, or you have an opportunity to pivot off the business, is it the right time? Is it something that you know well enough to
Yeah.
give up the momentum that you are showing that you've worked on currently? All of these things are very crucial decisions. And I
Yeah.
think I've just made that mistake so many times in the past where I thought it got easier and this is a time for me to dominate and
Yes.
like express myself. And it works sometimes. Other times, you get out and you've got to sit and watch cricket.
Exactly.
Likewise, if you are on a, excuse the pun, if you're on a good wicket in your business and you're doing something well, can you continue to replicate that? Can you
Exactly.
continue to work with what's working and not get sidetracked or not chase the shiny objects or the girl in the red dress, and focus on what's working and be disciplined enough to see that through?
Yeah. I mean, that's so true that you're saying. I mean, running an accounting practice, dealing with small businesses, I see that quite often, especially with the younger people, getting to a point where they're expecting business to just boom overnight, right? Say or the month, first month, second month, they want to cover their paycheck already through their business. I mean, if you start looking at a professional cricketer, the hours that goes into getting to that point. I mean, if you is there a certain amount of time where that practice that you guys had to do before you really got to the point where you were at your prime in your career? That's it's a couple of years. It's not overnight, right? So how would you encourage small businesses to say, but wait another day?
You can try and encourage them. You can try and tell them, but unless you've burnt your fingers, you don't know. Because I think the youth of today, I'd like to still include myself in that. But I think it's difficult to not do that or to abstain from doing that, because if you look at the world of social media, you hear about everyone's highlight reels.
Exactly.
And everyone wants to tell you about how, they made, an absolute fortune by picking something up that they just found out about last week and they learned how to do it. But that has become the norm.
Yeah.
And that has become what people are striving to be. And I think, if you look at how AI has just taken the world by storm, it's another gold rush.
Yes.
Right. And people chasing to try and now become experts at AI or run the same risk. If you look at history repeating itself, I know this is different in a lot of ways, but you're competing against people that have been in the space for a long time.
Yeah.
And you lose your credibility and you lose your edge.
Yeah.
Right. But if you focus on what you did, what you do, and you focus on what you know, that's your edge.
Yeah.
That's what you got.
Definitely.
So if you stay in your realm, you're less likely to go and chase things because you know of the dangers and you know what to look out for and you know what not to do.
Definitely.
So, I mean, you touched on training, 7 hours a day, 7 days a week. I gave up a social life as a kid, as a teenager, to try in pursuit of this. But what those hours teach you are the fine things, what to look out for, the gut feel.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've tried my hand at a lot of different businesses. Some worked out okay, but above my head a lot. And coming full circle 5 years after a cricketing career, I'm back in cricket.
Yeah.
Because it's what I know.
Yeah.
And it's been the best business to date.
Yeah. That's amazing. So you touched on sometimes we need to burn our fingers ourselves. That's the only way for us to learn. And I've seen that as well. You need to go through it. Somebody will say, no, you shouldn't do this now, or it's too early, or maybe look at that. But let's burn our fingers and then we learn from it. But how do you personally handle setbacks. How did you handle setbacks as a cricketer, and how do you handle setbacks now in the boardroom?
So that specific question is quite unique to cricket.
Yeah.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but cricket is, in my mind, the only sport where even the best in the world fail more often than they succeed.
Yeah.
So cricket is synonymous with like learning how to deal with failure.
Yes.
So that was just part and parcel of the nature of the sport.
Yeah.
So you can't become a cricketer, not even a good club cricketer, not even a good provincial cricketer, if you don't know how to deal with failure.
Yes.
And you don't know how to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and reset your focus on what's next and how do I do better next time, or how do I prepare better next time. So I think having done that my whole life, I think it's just quite intuitive. It just comes second nature. It's not easier.
Yes.
I think there's some good sayings and some much brighter and much smarter people before me that have owned this and just reminded that, at the end of the day, it's never going to be easy, and you just need to figure out a way. And you just need to learn from your mistakes and make sure that you don't keep banging your head on the same branch and expecting a different result.
Yeah, definitely. And so maybe touching on this, then you mentioned in the first episode, you spoke to a mentor, when you made a decision to go to England. So in business today and in cricket, how would you say, how important is it to have a mentor that guides you, that you can share ideas with, and just, find out from their perspective if you're looking at the right things?
Such a great question and such a difficult one to answer.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big advocate for mentors, because these are generally people that you look up to that have earned the reputation of having your respect, and looking up to position them in that way to go and ask for advice.
Yeah.
And it's usually people that have made a success, that know what they're doing, and I've got 3 mentors in different spaces. I've asked about 50. But 3, took the mantle and really took the role seriously, and are there when I need some advice, there to pick me up when I need, and there to just offer advice at any point. And that has been crucial for me. Because sometimes it's just a soundboard, and sometimes it's just someone disagreeing with you but raising the right points. That how we all do. You're not really looking for approval, but they disagree. You go ahead with it anyway, but you're more equipped. You know what to look for. But mentors can be increasingly powerful if they're in the same space as you. And they've learned the lessons that you still need to learn. So I'm a big advocate for them.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I think I love when you said a soundboard, because I think that's what a mentor should be. It's a soundboard. It's not, you shouldn't just expect that person to give you all the answers, right? It should be a soundboard for your ideas, for what you're going through. And like you're saying, we lose focus sometimes. So just to hear from somebody, hey, remember, this is where you are going, right? So leave all of the things that's distracting you and stealing from your time. So maybe let's end off with this, right? A daily principle that you did in cricket that helps you today in business that you need to consistently on a daily basis focus on?
Focus. It's easy to get sidetracked. And in a world of AI, a world where everything is available at your fingertips, a world of social media where everything happens quickly and there's they want things immediately. I think you need to focus now more than ever, man. There's so many distractions out there. There's so many things. There's so many opportunities that will come about. And I think once you're in that phase of chasing them and looking for something, you always have the same thing you alluded to earlier. You always expect this to yield returns like tomorrow. And it just doesn't happen. Focus, put one foot in front of the other, build. There's different phases of building. Alex Hormozy speaks about it really well. The different phase of a entrepreneurial life cycle. Study that. Go and look at that, because that carries so much truth. And understand that it's not just a straight walk. There's going to be ups and downs, and at the end of every one, there's an upturn or there's a downturn. Just be ready for it, and just be willing to run through the walls.
Wise words. Andrea.
I hope so.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks,
Entrepreneur, focus on your business, focus on the thing that you are good at, focus on the vision so that you can make less mistakes and focus on yourself as a person. That's why you have the Bizzin app at your hands. Go and like and follow the social media platforms and go and install the Bizzin app for you today.